Here's what I learned when I stopped trying to be acceptable. Women over 50 are becoming the most dangerous force in society, and nobody sees us coming. We're not dangerous because we're angry, though some of us are. We're dangerous because we stop asking for permission to want what we want. And when a woman stops needing approval, she becomes unstoppable. If these words resonate with you, come join our community of women in their third act that are redefining what's next. Subscribe and share with another woman who is in her third act. I'm Ronnie from Third Act Society. Let me be honest about something. I spent the first 50 years of my life being what everyone expected me to be. The good daughter, the reliable employee, the helpful friend, the mother who never put herself first. Then something shifted. Maybe it was watching younger people get opportunities I've been working towards for decades. Maybe it was realizing my kids didn't actually need me to manage their lives anymore. Or maybe it was just hitting that age when you finally understand that time isn't unlimited. But I stopped asking permission. I stopped waiting to be chosen. I stopped explaining myself to people who weren't paying my bills or sleeping in my bed. And you know what happened? I became dangerous. Not in a scary way, in a powerful way. Today, I'm sharing why women over 50 are quietly becoming the most dangerous force nobody's prepared for, and how you can embrace your own dangerous power. What makes us dangerous? Let me tell you why society isn't prepared for women like us. We have nothing left to prove. The day I realized I'd already survived everything I thought would kill me. Divorce, career setbacks, raising teenagers, aging parents, financial stress, I understood something important. I'm not fragile. None of us are. We've been tested by life and we're still here. We don't need to prove we can handle hard things. We've already handled them. This makes us dangerous because we're willing to take risks that would terrify people who haven't been battle tested. When you know you can survive anything, you stop avoiding difficult conversations, challenging situations, or bold moves just because they might be uncomfortable. We're simply not trying to fit in anymore. Here's what I learned about fitting in. It's exhausting. And after 50, you just don't have the energy to pretend to be someone you're not. We've spent decades watching other people get ahead by playing the games we never mastered or never wanted to play. We've seen how the system works, and we're not interested in climbing ladders that lead nowhere. This makes us dangerous because we're not following rules everyone else is following. We're creating our own rules. We're starting businesses that serve us instead of impressing others. We're living relationships that drain us. We're saying no to obligations that don't align with our values. We have resources. This is the part that's usually not talked about. Many of us have resources now that we didn't have at 25 or 35. Not just money, though some of us have that too, but time, experience, connections, knowledge, and most importantly, clarity about what actually matters. We know which battles are worth fighting for. We know how to spot BS 5 miles away. We know how to get things done because we've been getting things done for decades. Combined with our newfound freedom from other people's expectations, this makes us incredibly dangerous to systems that depend on people staying in their assigned roles and not asking too many questions. If you're recognizing yourself in this dangerous woman description and want to lean into this power instead of apologizing for it, download my Third Act Business Model Guide below. It's designed specifically for women who are ready to stop playing small. I've noticed that there are 3 types of dangerous women emerging in their third act And you might see yourself in one or all of them. Number one is the strategic rebel. This is the woman who's done following rules that were made by people who never had to live her life. She's not throwing tantrums or burning bridges. She's just quietly doing things her own way. I know a woman who at 52 started a consulting business helping companies with exactly the problem she's been solving for free for 20 years. When they told her she needed certifications, she said, I have something better. I have results. And she does. When they said her rates were too high, she said, we're not a good fit. She's dangerous because she refuses to undervalue herself just because the market expects women over 50 to be grateful for any opportunity. Number two is the truth teller. This is the woman who's tired of pretending things are fine when they're not. She's the one who points out that the emperor has no clothes, that the meeting could have been an email, that the family dynamics are dysfunctional, and that the company's diversity initiative is performative nonsense. She's not trying to be difficult. She's just done wasting time on things that don't work. She's dangerous because she says what everyone else is thinking, but afraid to voice. I became this woman the day I stopped smiling and nodding when people said things I disagree with. The day I started saying, actually, that's not been my experience, instead of just letting incorrect statements slide. It's nothing personal. It simply has not been my experience, period. Number three is the builder. This is the woman who's creating the things she wished had existed when she needed them. She's starting the business, writing the book, running for office, organizing community groups, launching the nonprofit. She's dangerous because she's not waiting for permission or for someone else to solve the problem she sees. She's using her decades of experience to build solutions. Here's what I learned about being a builder after 50. You're not building to prove yourself anymore. You're building because you finally understand what the world actually needs and you have the skills to create it. The dangerous part is that we're building on our own terms. We're not trying to scale to Silicon Valley's definition of success. We're not trying to impress investors who have never lived our lives. We're building things that make sense to us, for people like us, for the woman over 50, not for 20 or 30-year-olds, in ways that work with our actual lives. The truth is, becoming dangerous isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process of unlearning decades of conditioning that taught us to be acceptable instead of authentic. That's exactly what I help women navigate in my one-on-one work. How to embrace your dangerous power. If you're ready to stop apologizing for taking up space and start embracing your dangerous power, here's how to begin. Step 1, audit your apologizing. For 1 week only, I start small. Notice how often you apologize for things that aren't your fault or that don't require an apology. Sorry, can I ask a question? Sorry, this might be a dumb idea. Sorry to bother you, but each time you catch yourself, ask, what am I actually apologizing for? Usually, it's for existing, for having needs, for taking up space. The dangerous woman doesn't apologize for existing. She shows up as herself without prefacing it with apologies for not being someone else. Step 2, practice strategic honesty. Start telling the truth in low-stakes situations. When someone asks how you're doing, try actually answering instead of automatically saying, fine. When someone asks for your opinion, give it instead of saying, whatever you think is best. I started with small truths. Actually, I don't really enjoy those kinds of movies. I'm more of a morning person, so evening meetings are tough for me. That approach hasn't worked well in my experience. The dangerous woman tells the truth, not to be difficult, but because lies are exhausting, and life is too short to spend it pretending. Step 3, set boundaries like you mean them. Here's what I learned about boundaries after 50. They are not requests, they're statements. You're not asking permission to have limits. You're informing people what your limits are. So, instead of, I hope you don't mind, but I can't really work weekends. Try, I don't work weekends. Instead of, sorry, but I'm probably not the best person for this. Try, that's not something I do. Make a statement. Apologies not necessary. The dangerous woman protects her time and energy like the precious resources they are. Step 4, stop explaining yourself. This is the advanced move. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your choices. You don't have to justify why you don't want to join the committee, attend the event, take on the project, or maintain the relationship. No, thank you, is a complete sentence. That doesn't work for me, requires no further explanation. I'm not available, doesn't need to be followed by a detailed calendar review. The dangerous woman understands that over-explaining is just another way of asking for permission to have boundaries. The shift from acceptable to dangerous isn't something you figure out alone. That's why I work one-on-one with women who are ready to stop playing small and start playing smart. There's a difference. If you want to embrace your dangerous power with someone who understands this journey, let's talk. You are allowed to want what you want without apology. You are allowed to use your voice, take up space, and refuse to shrink yourself to make other people comfortable. You are allowed to be dangerous. Because here's the truth. The world needs dangerous women over 50. We need women who aren't afraid to disrupt systems that aren't working, who aren't trying to be liked by everyone, who understands that our time and energy are finite resources that deserve protection. I work one-on-one with women who are ready to step into their dangerous power. Women who want to stop asking permission and start creating the life they actually want. And if that's you, let's have a conversation. And if you have not subscribed, hit that button. We have lots to talk about. What's one area of your life where you're ready to start being acceptable and start being authentic? Share in the comment. Your dangerous truth might be exactly what another woman needs to hear to embrace our own power.